Oh
like
no, dude,
all the
no,
time.
no, no,
No,
no.
no, I don't mean like for no, I don't mean like as a player, but I mean
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
to make my whoever fall more in love with me, like to use it to my advantage. Of course,
yeah.
like
Right, right. No,
use
I
the
feel you.
gifts
I
that you
feel you.
have, right?
I feel you. I feel
When
you.
you were still in the courting phase before you guys
Right,
got engaged, did you
right.
ever use your voice to like impress her or anything
Um,
for like a date?
she's known me for a while, so she's always known that I could like sing. Well, she's known me before I could sing too. She knew me like when I was like
Oh
I could
wow.
sing shit. So no, it never. I don't think it ever. I think she always thought like I'm like a good like musician, but I don't think she was ever like wooed by it. Like after
Um,
a while, because like how do I put it? I think that people think that musicians can like on Valentine's Day, they can just like sing their loved one a song and serenade them and be so romantic.
get the
But when
guitar
it's
out.
like yeah, when it's like the most normal thing in the world, it doesn't even like that's not even an idea that could possibly like fly. That's like that's just awkward at that point. Now, if it were
Okay, that kind of ruins my plans.
no, no. If it were, listen, if it were, like, if it were really early on in the relationship, I think it would be cute. I think it would be like, I think the girl would appreciate it a lot. But if it's been like a couple years, they would just be like, what is this? You know, like, what are you doing?
I mean, we're all stuck in quarantine at the moment. Like, were there plans for the wedding already, or did they kind of just get
Honestly,
messed
yeah.
up because of quarantine?
Fuck. Like, we were supposed to, like, go look at venues and, like, go plan and everything, but it's kind of just, like, been put off for now because, like, I'm sure venues and stuff are open right now though. To like to go meet with and just like plan for. But I think she and I are just like kind of in the throes of work right now. So we're just like gonna think like, okay, we'll put it off for a little bit. So yeah.
Sayang. Sayang means sorry, that was Tagalog. It means what a shame
Oh
or like
yeah.
what a waste. So
Rip LF.
that's how we're all feeling at the moment. But
Yeah.
Keshi, I mean, it's
Oh
like
no, dude,
all the
no,
time.
no, no,
No,
no.
no, I don't mean like for no, I don't mean like as a player, but I mean
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
to make my whoever fall more in love with me, like to use it to my advantage. Of course,
yeah.
like
Right, right. No,
use
I
the
feel you.
gifts
I
that you
feel you.
have, right?
I feel you. I feel
When
you.
you were still in the courting phase before you guys
Right,
got engaged, did you
right.
ever use your voice to like impress her or anything
Um,
for like a date?
she's known me for a while, so she's always known that I could like sing. Well, she's known me before I could sing too. She knew me like when I was like
Oh
I could
wow.
sing shit. So no, it never. I don't think it ever. I think she always thought like I'm like a good like musician, but I don't think she was ever like wooed by it. Like after
Um,
a while, because like how do I put it? I think that people think that musicians can like on Valentine's Day, they can just like sing their loved one a song and serenade them and be so romantic.
get the
But when
guitar
it's
out.
like yeah, when it's like the most normal thing in the world, it doesn't even like that's not even an idea that could possibly like fly. That's like that's just awkward at that point. Now, if it were
Okay, that kind of
dude,
ruins my plans.
no, no. If it were, listen. If it were, like, if it were really early on in the relationship, I think it would be cute. I think it would be like, I think the girl would appreciate it a lot. But if it's been like a couple years, they would just be like, "What is this? You know, like, what are you doing?"
I mean, we're all stuck in quarantine at the moment. Like, were there plans for the wedding already, or did they kind of just get
Honestly,
messed
yeah.
up because of quarantine?
Fuck. Like, we were supposed to like go look at venues and like go plan and everything, but it's kind of just like been put off for now because like I'm sure venues and stuff are open right now though. To like to go meet with and just like plan for. But I think she and I are just like kind of in the throes of work right now. So we're just like gonna think like, okay, we'll put it off for a little bit. So yeah.
Sayang. Sayang means sorry, that was Tagalog. It means what a shame
Oh
or like
yeah.
what a waste. So
Rip LF.
that's how we're all feeling at the moment. But
Yeah.
Keshi, I mean, it's
Oh
like
no, dude,
all the
no,
time.
no, no,
No, no,
no.
I don't mean like for no, I don't mean like as a player, but I mean
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
to make my whoever fall more in love with me, like to use it to my advantage. Of course,
yeah.
like
Right, right. No,
use
I
the
feel you.
gifts
I
that you
feel you.
have, right?
I feel you. I feel
when
you.
you were still in the courting phase before you guys
Right.
got engaged, did you
Right.
ever use your voice to like impress her or anything for
Um,
like a date?
she's known me for a while, so she's always known that I could like sing. Well, she's known me before I could sing too. She knew me like when I was like
Oh
I could
wow.
sing shit. So no, it never. I don't think it ever. I think she always thought like I'm like a good like musician, but I don't think she was ever like wooed by it. Like after
Um,
a while, because like how do I put it? I think that people think that musicians can like on Valentine's Day, they can just like sing their loved one a song and serenade them and be so romantic.
get the
But when
guitar
it's
out.
like yeah, when it's like the most normal thing in the world, it doesn't even like that. That's not even an idea that could possibly like fly. That's like that's just awkward at that point. Now, if it were
Okay, that kind of ruins my plans.
no, no. If it were, listen, if it were, like, if it were really early on in the relationship, I think it would be cute. I think it would be like, I think the girl would appreciate it a lot. But if it's been like a couple years, they would just be like, what is this? You know, like, what are you doing?
I mean, we're all stuck in quarantine at the moment. Like, were there plans for the wedding already, or did they kind of just get
Honestly,
messed up
yeah.
because of quarantine?
Fuck. Like, we were supposed to, like, go look at venues and, like, go plan and everything, but it's kind of just, like, been put off for now because, like, I'm sure venues and stuff are open right now though. To like to go meet with and just like plan for. But I think she and I are just like kind of in the throes of work right now. So we're just like gonna think like, okay, we'll put it off for a little bit. So yeah.
Sayang. Sayang means sorry, that was Tagalog. It means what a shame
Oh
or like
yeah.
what a waste. So
Rip LF.
that's how we're all feeling at the moment. But
Yeah.
Keshi, I mean, it's sayang. Sayang means sorry, that was Tagalog. It means what a shame
Oh
or like
yeah.
what a waste. So
Rip LF.
that's how we're all feeling at the moment. But
Yeah.
Keshi, I mean, it's felt like a minute, but it's been 40 almost 45 minutes of the live.
For
I
sure.
just wanted to ask for everyone who's sending questions, for everyone watching right now, for everyone who's really excited for you to come to the Philippines when all of this COVID-19 is over. What is your message to everyone who supports you?
I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for all your support. I can't wait to see you guys, and I hope to be in the Philippines to play some shows for you guys soon. I will let you guys know.
Let us know, bro.
Yeah,
As in like let me know first so I
yeah,
can
I
like
will
get
let
the
you know
tickets.
first. I will send you that fat DM, dude.
Yeah, appreciate it, bro. But I
Yeah,
have one
for sure.
favor. Can you do me one favor?
For sure.
Um, I mean, we talked about it. Everyone's like spamming it in the comments. I have, honestly, I'll try and show you
Mm-hmm.
a couple of on my phone as well. A
Uh-huh.
couple of people messaged me privately trying to get it done. Can we hear Too Soon live
Oh,
from your place right now?
too
I
soon.
mean,
Okay, yeah, sure.
acoustic version exclusively here.
This is always one that like here, let me move some stuff around. Like I've never like I've always kind of not done acoustically. Hold on. I'm gonna pull up my own lyrics because like I don't want to mess anything up. And it's been a while since I've like performed, so.
Have you memorized? Do you have all your songs memorized, or do you have to like
They're
review them
like
every like when you're on
it's
tour?
like it's like muscle memory. As weird as that sounds to like have your voice be like muscle memory, but it is. It's kind of just like you just. The more I think about it, the more I think about like, oh, I can't forget this lyric. I will forget it like on
Right,
stage.
right.
But if I just like stop my brain, like it will just like come out.
All right, Too Soon right here. Keshi
Uh,
live.
I've been playing a lot more piano um, than guitar.
Are your fingers not used to it anymore?
Yeah. No. Mm-mm.
Keshi
Uh,
live.
I've been playing a lot more piano than guitar.
Are your fingers not used to it anymore?
Yeah. No. Mm-mm. Trying too much, gotta sing this. Pray to God and the Son for forgiveness. Same cool, but nothing is stress. Every day, every night, getting wasted. But I miss you. What did I fuck it up, wrap it up, and I lost you. if I pull through, is it too soon? Turn it up, close my eyes and I'm with you. You're morning, stop calling. Sad eyes, singing, falling. In the corner of a room by myself. You are nothing but an empty shell. Every night you're going down to hell. Fake love and shit hotel. Can't believe how far we fell. We so lost and caught the cell. How you been? How you doing? You been good? I've been drinking way too much to think that I'd be over you, over you, over. Because of you, yeah. But I think about it every day. Yeah, I never miss her anyways. Yeah, I'm missing her anyways. Drank too much, got sickness. Pray to God for some forgiveness. Same room, but another mistress. Every day, every night, get it wasted. But I miss you. Where did I fuck it up? And I lost you. If I pull through, is it too soon? Turn it up, close my eyes, and I'm with you. I fucked up a little bit there, but yeah, you guys.
It wasn't obvious, bro. I don't know what you mean by
Hey,
that. You
hey.
did not. I feel like there's a certain term I want to teach you before we end the live, and
Yeah,
it's in Tagalog. It's called kilig.
kilig.
I think did I mention it in the last interview?
I think so. I think you did. Yeah, I can't remember it though.
Kilig means like that warm fuzzy feeling you get. Like
Oh,
for
that's right.
example, that when your crush texts you, or when you're on the toilet and you like shiver a little bit,
Yeah,
like that fuzzy feeling.
yeah, yeah,
I,
yeah,
I didn't know how to feel when you were playing your
yeah.
playing the song, but I appreciate you playing that song for us, bro, and I love everyone enjoyed. To the 1,655 people watching, thank you to everyone who sent in their questions for the Ask Keshi as well.
Yeah,
Bro, I want to say like really thank you for
of
coming on.
course.
I appreciate it.
Thank you for having
Um,
me.
amazing guy. We're rooting for you here in the Philippines. Whenever you come, we'll be waiting.
For sure.
As soon as this is all over.
Yeah.
So stay safe, and I'll be waiting for two things other than the concert here in the Philippines:
Oh yeah.
the wedding pictures and the
Right.
collaboration with Rich Brian.
For
So I'll wait for it, bro. Thank you so much for
sure.
coming
Thank you
on.
so much, bro. Later.
Stay safe, man. Peace. Nako po. Okay. Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng nanood. For everyone who came on. God bless you all. Hindi ako umamin nung nandun siya. Pero dream come true naman. So, super sarap sa pakiramdam. God bless you all. Everyone have a great day. Mahal na mahal ko kayo. I think we're so lucky that we got the song out as well. As literally, I have 100 questions. My point naman dito, like part of the live where you can see the questions. 100 people were basically asking the same thing for him to play live. So, thanks Keshi. Thank you MCA Music. Thank you Mix, for giving me this chance as well. Big ups, Keshi. I can tell this guy's gonna go further than anyone expects. So, God bless everyone. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Right.
They've been debating like what the name should be. So it was always one of the options, but I think it was always like kind of the predominant one that was out there. Yeah, it was
So
kind of like around.
just to make sure, I'm not joining a cult by listening to your
No,
music,
no, no.
right?
I promise you,
Okay.
you're not. You're good. You're good.
All right. Good to
There's
know.
nothing shady going on. I promise.
All right. I just had to make sure, bro. I had that question since, because like a couple of weeks back, because one of my favorite songs, I have to be honest, has to be Atlas
Oh
or
yeah.
Atlas, whatever you pronounce it. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
there's
yeah.
actually someone who asked, what was the oh wait, I can't find the username, but they asked, what's the inspiration behind Atlas? Because we all know the Greek myth about Atlas holding up the sky. Is that what
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah,
inspired on?
yeah.
So tell us how that started. I'm curious.
So I'm trying to remember like exactly which part I wrote first. Hold on, let me pull up the lyrics exactly.
There's a part like drop that boulder. It's probably one of
Yeah,
the yeah.
it was when I look at these lyrics, like I'm honestly like a little impressed with myself, if I can say that, because I think it really did. So there are some times where I start a song by writing the chorus. This was not one of those songs. I'm pretty sure I started this song with the very first lyric. I can't say get tired of falling to my knees. I'm waiting to carry me home like you used to. Um, yeah, the song is just about me. I remember the mind state that I was kind of in, and it's kind of the similar mind state as when I wrote Skeletons. Um,
Right.
like I didn't feel like I had made the right like decision in life. So I was kind of just like fed up with everything. So that's kind of what it's about, just being kind of so beaten, I guess. Feel like nothing's working for you. That's kind of what Alice is about.
You felt stuck? Wait,
Yeah.
this was already when you were as an artist. You weren't a nurse at this point, right?
No, I was a nurse at this point when I wrote this
Oh,
song.
okay. So,
Yeah.
oh, right, Matt. So this
Yeah.
was during
Things working for you. That's kind of what Alice is about.
you felt stuck? Wait,
Yeah.
this was already when you were as an artist. You weren't a nurse at this point, right?
No, I was a nurse at this point when I wrote this
Oh,
song.
okay. So,
Yeah.
oh, right, Matt. So this
Yeah.
was during that time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So this is like kind of like my whatever fuck it kind of song that I
Right.
was dealing with. Yeah. So yeah.
I actually wanted to ask. I didn't. I was kind of shy during the interview. I wasn't sure if it
No,
was
you're
okay to
good.
ask this because you mentioned that you were a nurse, you were doing music before,
Hmm.
and then you had a bad day, and that was the
Right.
decision to
Right.
just to move completely into music. Can I
Right.
ask what happened that was so
Ah,
bad that made you
yeah.
make that complete jump?
Yeah. So to get a little personal here, like at work, I was always very like upbeat, cheery, and I was very fast with my work. Um,
Right.
and I made it a point to be like really efficient when I did things. So as the as I went through the course of working over the course of 2 years, I progressively became more and more like of an asshole, I think. Like more and more
Mm.
cranky and more just like really easily irritable. Like I could get set off like with the drop of a hat. Um, I really had this mindset where I wanted to go to work and like do my job, not talk to anyone else. And if anybody bugged me,
Yeah.
I would just like kind of just like get set off. And like I guess I couldn't really see the progression of that, but my managers could, right? So it was like the smallest thing. One of my coworkers had come up to me, and she was like checking some stuff off, like from a managerial sort of standpoint.
Yeah.
And she came over to tell me like, "Hey, like you're doing this wrong," basically, right? And I remember
Okay.
as soon as she had told me that, I was just chilling in the hallway because I was done with my work. I was trying to just be left alone. Um, she came and told me that, and I just like kind of exploded over nothing. And then I remember
Okay.
as soon as she had told me that, I was just chilling in the hallway because I was done with my work. I was trying to just be left alone. Um, she came and told me that, and I just like kind of exploded over nothing. And then I remember feeling so like taken aback at like, wait, why did I get so upset about that? You know? And I had already started having flights to like New York and stuff, and I was like handling the catchy stuff at the same time. And I got
Wait,
brought
at
into
this point, did they know that you were Keshi, or
I
was
mean,
the
I'm sure it was like kind of floating around, but it wasn't like anything yet. It wasn't anything worth like they might have known I was catchy, but it was nothing worth like bragging about at any certain
right?
point. Um, and then they brought me to my manager's office, and she was like, "Hey, like, what's going on? Like, you're not usually like this. Like, you're usually like completely laid back. Like, so what's the deal?" And I remember like I like could not answer, and I just kind of like started crying. It was actually this
Wow.
yeah. And I started to realize like yeah, like that's not me, and I don't understand why I'm acting this way. So then I had to really take it back and like think about it, and I was like, in the end, whether I was doing music or not, like I don't think this job is for me. Like something about this job is making me not be me. So I made the decision in my mind at that moment, like I think I need to leave. Like I think that's it. And I think that was the Friday of my work week. I came in the next quote unquote Monday because like nurses work every day,
Oh,
right?
so you had a couple of days in between to make the
Right,
decision.
right. So I came back on we came back on the next Monday, and I felt so clear. I felt like I felt like the weight was just like completely gone because I had decided at that point like I'm going to be submitting my resignation later, like today. So I felt like so much better, worlds better. Of course, I like had a humongous apology to my coworker who I like snapped at, and she accepted it. She's super graciously accepted it, and
Yeah.
she actually felt really bad though. I felt like the weight was just like completely gone because I had decided at that point like I'm going to be submitting my resignation later, like today. So I felt like so much better, worlds better. Of course, I like had a humongous apology to my coworker who I like snapped at, and she accepted it. She's super graciously accepted it, and
Yeah.
she actually felt really bad though because I had turned in my resignation over that squabble, right?
Oh,
So
so she felt responsible in
yeah,
a way?
she came up to me and she's like, Casey, like nurses need to be tough. Like you can't like leave over this like interaction. And I was like, yeah, I don't think you get it. Like I'm trying to like do something else right now. It has nothing to do with nursing or you. Like I'm trying to like go do something. So yeah, that was pretty much it.
Well, on a normal day, what would you have to do? Like, I have a couple of um, friends and family, like cousins as
Mhm.
well, that
Yeah,
are nurses or doctors, and I
yeah,
know like the hours that they work. But
yeah.
when you were a nurse, what were the things that you had to do, like on a
Yeah.
daily basis?
So I would to go through my day. There's 9 o'clock meds, so every patient had like they start getting treatment like at 9 o'clock. They're scheduled for it. Well, for the most part. So like they start getting treatment like at 9 o'clock. They're scheduled for it. Well, for the most part. So like any sort of pills or like injections that they need, they
Right.
start. But you can start giving them an hour before to up to an hour later. Beyond those times, it is too early or too late. So you have to follow like to that regimented schedule, right? So it gets tricky, right? When there are things scheduled at like 8 or 10, 8 and 10 and 11 and 1, right? So then you're like, oh, like how do I do this so that I can optimize my time? So you can give the 8 and 10 o'clock meds at 9, and you can give the 11 and 1 o'clock meds at 12 because
Okay.
that's like how you schedule things out. So you block it out that way so that like you're not wasting so that you don't have to go into the room at 8, 10, 11, and 1. You don't have to go 4 times.
Okay, so you can just go twice.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you
Um,
have any times where there was like a I don't want to say like I know like you come. Did you ever have to interact with someone who was like high on medication, and then
yeah,
they were like really weird and
yeah,
like really intrusive and stuff?
yeah. I can't like go into like so many specifics because of just like legal reasons, but yeah, like
Right.
for I mean, whether like there are patients who like go to the emergency room because they're like doped up, they're like really high, or there are patients that you have to give medication on the floor and they also get kind of like confused. So that happens, yeah, for sure.
Has anyone like burst out at you? Like maybe not like when they were like not sober or
Uh-huh.
intoxicated or anything, just out of frustration or anger.
Like confused. So that happens, yeah, for sure.
Has anyone like burst out at you? Like maybe not like when they were like not sober or
Uh-huh.
intoxicated or anything, just out of frustration or anger or pain or whatever. Has
Every
everyone
day.
like burst out? Really? Hasn't heard?
Yeah, just literally.
Mad.
That's one of the things like I couldn't take about the job. Like there's always somebody mad at you, whether it's your
Right.
coworkers, your boss, or the patient, or their family, or the doctors. Somebody's mad at you. It doesn't matter what you did. You're wrong always. And I could not take like, I just couldn't take being the the receiver of somebody's like aggression unreasonably. I was just like, why am I dealing with this? So yeah. I mean, listen, some people will say like, sorry, dude, you don't have the guts it takes to be a nurse, but in my eyes, I'm just like, why would you ever want to endure that? So I'm gonna leave. So I left. So
I mean, I feel like even if, like even for you, you left nursing to
right,
become like a performer, which
right,
debatably puts you even in more spotlight to get like hit on and
right, 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 right,
battered.
right, right, right. I mean,
But
it's
you're making more music now, which is better for you rather than
yeah,
just swallowing all that stuff before.
yeah, yeah. It's different. I mean, they're similar, but they're very different in my eyes. I think I much prefer this. Yeah.
Has there ever been a time where like like face to face?
Hmm.
Because you know people will bash you online. Like
Yeah.
they can say whatever they want online. They don't have like they don't have to be responsible there. Has anyone ever come up to you at like a performance
Hmm.
and like hated on you face to face?
Oh no, but I had one.
I mean, sometimes there are some like I don't want to say horror stories, but like
Yeah.
people will run like break through security. It goes in slow motion
Gone.
and
Oh,
then
oh,
just like
like
jump on you.
no,
Have you ever
like
been kissed by a fan?
oh, have I? No, I've never been kissed by a fan before. Yeah, nobody's really ever gotten like super out of line, like at a meet and greet or anything. So I think that's like pretty good so far. Yet to see though. Knock on wood.
Knock on wood, knock on
Yeah.
wood. There's actually a question here that I want to read.
Yeah.
It's from this is Den Harvey Law. This is on Twitter. At Ask Keshi, what is your favorite tattoo? You have a sleeve, don't you?
Yeah, I have a whole
Is that
sleeve.
right?
Yeah, it's here. It's right over here. I can just kind of
Let
roll.
us see.
Yeah. So I got this done in Japan, in Shinjuku, and I met an artist who was gracious enough to work on me. And this is my favorite one. I mean, like all of it. But I mean, I specifically asked for 3 of these peonies all over. So I have one here, and one here-ish. I can't remember. Somewhere around here.
What is the tattoo actually of? What's the design?
It's just like a big sleeve. It has a tiger on it. It has like things that you'd see in like a traditional Japanese sort of irizumi tattoo. So like floral stuff is a common theme. Like certain patterns are a common theme. Like waves or like wind bars or that sort of thing. So yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Okay. I mean, I think I've been kind of selfish with. I've been asking all the questions I want to ask. I haven't been asking the questions that the people have been sending in. So,
No, you're good.
okay, let's just go through a few of them real quick.
Yeah.
Um, okay, here's one from EJB Chapter. If there was one thing that you would give music up for, who or what and why?
Oh,
Like,
what?
say if you had like a relationship with your dream person, would you give up music for them?
I couldn't give up music. Honestly, I couldn't give up music for anything. But for the sake of answering the question, like, of course I would intent. Like, they are the artist and they wanted to make the song like this way. So, like, you're just like, okay, this is their decision, and then you have your freedom to kind of like criticize or think what you want. But I think more than anything, just listening to any like artist music is inspiring. You know, whether it's like really, really good and it blows you away, or it's like really, really popular and you don't think it's that deserving of it, then you're like, I could do, better. So then you yourself go and you write your own song. So there's 2 different kinds of inspiration, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely, bro, definitely.
Yeah.
There's just one question. I was trying to find it. That's why I seemed a little zoned out at the moment.
No, you're good.
It's they actually asked in Tagalog or in
Mhm.
Filipino. They
Mhm.
said, Keshi, are you single? Everyone wants to know this. This question has come up a lot. So for everyone who's
I
just dying to know.
yeah, I'm engaged, so no, I'm not single.
No way. I had no idea.
Oh,
Wait,
I
is it
didn't I
legit?
tell you during the interview?
Either
I may
I
have
have a bad
not.
memory or
I may have not. I
I
may have
don't
not.
think so.
Yeah,
Wait,
I may have
legit?
not. Yeah, actually, yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
How is this publicly known already?
I mean, yeah. Like, I mean, it's not like I like talk about it excessively, but like if people ask, like, I'll answer. Like, I won't lie. Yeah.
Mad. Okay, you don't have to tell. Of course, I'm not gonna invade like your privacy and stuff.
No,
But
you're good. You're good.
like when was this? Like how long
Uh,
ago?
November. November. We were in Hawaii. It was really nice.
How long have you guys been together?
A while. It's been like I don't want to give this answer away, but I'll just say a
Okay,
while. Yeah, you're good.
a
You're good.
while.
Yeah, yeah.
But Matt, I had no idea. Like, how old are you again, bro?
25. I know I don't look it, but I'm
Okay,
25. Yeah. How old are
bro,
you?
I'm 19, man.
19.
Wait, so I'll put a timer for 6 years. I have to be
Yeah,
engaged
there
by
you
that
go.
point.
I think it's like a
Do you,
pretty decent age to like to be engaged. Like it's not like too early and it's not like too late, I feel.
right.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah, you're good.
a
You're good.
while.
Yeah, yeah.
But Matt, I had no idea. Like, how old are you again, bro?
25. I know I don't look it, but I'm
Okay,
25. Yeah. How old are
bro,
you?
I'm 19, man.
19.
Wait, so I'll put a timer for 6 years. I have to be
Yeah,
engaged
there
by
you
that
go.
point.
I think it's like a
Do you,
pretty decent age to like to be engaged. Like it's not like too early and it's not like too late, I feel.
right.
Yeah.
Wait, are you guys together? Sorry, like someone
No,
sent me
no,
a
you're good.
message.
You're good.
Edward, don't be a gossiper.
No,
No, I was kind of shook by this,
no,
man.
yeah, you're good.
Do you
You're
guys
good.
live together?
Yeah, she's working like over there. She's like working
Oh
from
man,
home. Yeah. She's literally across
oh
the
man. As part of the Keshi cult, I kind of want to find out who, but I respect your privacy, bro. I respect,
You're good, you're
of
good.
course, like there's certain parts of your life that you got to keep private.
Right,
Have
right.
you ever experienced that, like someone trying to get in, like into the inner
Yeah.
circle or into your personal life?
Um, it's funny, like people will go through like really I feel like really diehard fans will go through the people that I follow and they will find who I follow are and like I follow a lot of like artists and like other celebrities and stuff, but I follow a lot of my friends too. So they will just follow anyone I follow and a lot of my friends will DM me and they'll be like, "Hey, I just got a bunch of requests." Like what is this, you know? Um, so yeah, they have kind of like reached out to my personal friends occasionally, but I think like no one's done anything like so out of line yet, you know?
Right, right.
Yeah.
Actually, I just want to say a quick shout out to James Aiden, my pastor in the church. What's up, Pastor James? Sorry, I just had to say that
What's
because
up, Pastor
this guy,
James?
hashtag favorite church. But I wanted to ask, like we asked, we talked about it a little bit earlier about
Mhm.
hate in public.
Right.
Have you like, of course, I know that you've seen like bashes online or like hate online. I mean, we all have. We've
Uh-huh.
all gone through it.
Right.
How have you handled that? Like in terms of like even when I know that you've seen like bashes online or like hate online. I mean, we all have. We've
Uh-huh.
all gone through it.
Right.
How have you handled that? Like in terms of like even when I'm interviewing right now, bro. Even in the last interview, you're super chill.
Yeah.
It seems like you don't get bothered by stuff anymore.
Me?
um,
Oh.
yeah. So have you ever got like how do you deal with the hate online or like not necessarily hate, just
Uh,
hate for any reason? People will just try and make your day bad. How do you
yeah,
handle that?
I am pretty chill just in a regular like life in general. But of course like it takes like just one bad comment in a sea of like praise to make your day feel like awful. And it's funny because like some days I'll be like really down after like having read like a criticism or anything. And sometimes it'll get me like really personally. And I'll be down for the whole day. And then like my fiance will have to be like, "Hey, like what's wrong?" And then like we'll kind of talk about it. And she's just like, fuck it. Like there's a million comments that are saying like great things. So like why do you care?
Yeah.
Um, but then I can't feel like personally so butthurt about it because like everybody has their right to criticism. And I have to be open to criticism. I have to be okay with it and like take it constructively. Like even if it is like really harsh or like not even constructive at all, I have to understand where that person is coming from whenever they say that thing and be like, okay, so this is what they actually mean by it and I can work on that in the future, you know? So yeah.
Has there ever been someone who's like someone because it's different when you get like criticism from a friend or from like a coworker, or someone who knows the industry, someone who knows music, rather than
Right.
someone who's just like a fan or on social media, a troll online? So,
Yeah.
is it
That is
harder getting criticism from people close to you?
no, it's easier. Definitely easier.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yeah, definitely easier. I think that it is a little bit harder again.
Fan or on social media, a troll online. So,
Yeah.
is it
That is
harder getting criticism from people close to you?
no, it's easier. Definitely easier.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yeah, definitely easier. I think that it is a little bit harder getting criticism from somebody who doesn't understand like all the nuances of like the work and everything because like there's a lot that goes into it and everything that I've done is intentional. So like it does kind of suck. But they even without knowing the ins and outs behind like my work or the things I do or the industry, like they are allowed to criticize like as much as they want or very freely. So like, what can I do? Like, I just have to
Right,
take it
right.
as effectively as I can. Yeah.
I want to know, like, since you started off, on SoundCloud, producing on like GarageBand on your own laptop,
Yeah.
and you're like a true laptop producer,
Yeah.
how did it like, move to, when you became, I don't, like when you really became like solidly mainstream,
Mhm.
and you started working with a label and everything? Is
Mhm.
there like, do they, like, I'm not hitting on your label or anything. Like, have they ever
No.
tried to like say, um, okay, maybe change this part of the song? Like you as an artist, with you putting like your heart in a track and then
Mhm.
them telling you to change something, has that ever happened, or how do you handle it, or how did you handle it
So
if it happened?
that's never happened. They give me a lot of like creative freedom. And I think that's just like they knew they understand what kind of artist I am when like we signed the deal that I pretty much make everything on my own. And like I feel like labels get a bad rep for like doing that. Like people think that they um like
Is
mhm.
there like, do they, like, I'm not hitting on your label or anything. Like, have they ever
No.
tried to like say, um, okay, maybe change this part of the song? Like you as an artist, with you putting like your heart in a track and then
Mhm.
them telling you to change something, has that ever happened, or how do you handle it, or how did you handle it
So
if it happened?
that's never happened. They give me a lot of like creative freedom. And I think that's just like they knew they understand what kind of artist I am when like we signed the deal that I pretty much make everything on my own. And like I feel like labels get a bad rep for like doing that. Like people think that they um like are like that because of how the media portrays them. But like um they how do I put it? Like they try to give like whatever artist they have like the resources whatever they need. So if they feel like if the artist is saying like hey I'm struggling like writing but I can produce really well like they'll get them in a room with writers. Or if they're a really great songwriter but they don't know how to record themselves they'll get them in a room with
Mm.
like really great producers. So whatever piece that they're missing they will try to pair them with. So when I got on board with Island they understood that like I like to create everything by myself. So I've definitely gotten into rooms with different people, but I've still been able to like write songs on my own. So everything that I've released is still everything I've written and produced on my own. And in terms of like submitting the song to them and them giving any sort of feedback, the feedback is almost never like creative. It's always like in notes of like mixing or like this sort of thing, or like on
So it's more about like the technical side.
yeah, exactly. So they've never like ever been like, yeah, you can't like put that song out. If ever, like I'm kind of iffy on a track and I will send it to them, specifically like my A&R, and he might say like, oh yeah, like I agree, like I'm not really feeling this track either, or like, oh I agree, like I really like this track. So it's kind of like that.
Has there ever been a time where you've writer's block or
Oh
anything like
yeah,
that?
yeah, absolutely. A lot of the time, like you are struggling to, like you are constantly moving through block. I guess I like to think about it like that. Like I'm constantly trying to work through a block. So there are going to be a few days where I'm just like not writing or just not feeling inspired, and then there will be one golden day where like I spend the whole day. The day just like zooms by, and I'm writing the whole day, and I have like a song that's releasable. Like I feel like I have a very high standard for like what songs I want to put out, and I don't want to put out anything that's below it. So on those
Right.
goal
There's a
days, like
standard.
yeah, there are those rare days where like the song just super like just goes way past it, and I'm like, yep, this is one of the songs that's on the next record. Like I know it. So yeah,
There's this one question I actually really want to ask you. It's
yeah. What's
from
up?
Akshita Imida.
Mhm.
Keshi, when are you dropping the collab with Rich Brian? Is there a collab with Rich
Oh,
Brian?
well, I sent him a track a while ago, and he really liked it. I
No
just sent him
way.
I sent him like a snippet of it, and he was like, "Oh, dude, like I need this." So I fleshed it out, and I sent him the whole thing, but he hasn't gotten back to me yet. So we will see. It's to be seen. Like I actually told my manager I was going to hit him up and ask him like, "What's up?" So I will do that after this call, probably.
Well, oh no way. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, can I stay on the call then? No,
No,
but
it's gonna be a text, bro.
were you ever like surprised by his voice? Like, 'cause that dude has like a low voice when he
Yeah, no, I
raps.
remember when he first came out with Dat Stick, and I listened to it. I was just like, yo, this song kind of lit though, and his voice
Yeah.
was like hella deep. I love it though.
Actually, there was a question from my acting coach, Anna Fileo.
Yeah,
I love you, Miss Anna.
yeah.
She said, "Do you ever get burnt out in terms of like creating
Yeah.
music, performing, being in the
Um,
spotlight?"
you t I think it's just gotten taken used to. Um, I don't think I've been in it long enough to be burnt out. I would hate to be burnt out 2 years into it. Um,
Right.
but I only did like 9 shows on.
Coach Anna
Yeah,
Fileo. I love you, Miss Anna.
yeah.
She said, "Do you ever get burnt out in terms of like creating
Yeah.
music, performing, being in the
Um,
spotlight?"
you t I think it's just gotten taken used to. Um, I don't think I've been in it long enough to be burnt out. I would hate to be burnt out 2 years into it. Um,
Right.
but I only did like 9 shows on tour, and by the like fifth show, like I was like kind of over the initial hype of I'm going on tour. You know, it was definitely work, and I wouldn't say burnt out, but it was like exhausting. Being on tour is exhausting. I love it though, but exhausting.
Like since you're performing the same songs, and like I gotta say, some of
Mhm.
my favorite songs from you is "Too Soon," "Blue," "Atlas." Like those are
Yeah.
like back to back in my playlist. Like playing the same songs.
Hmm.
Like when we hear it, we as the audience, when we hear it, it's like for the first time again, or we're like we're hearing it
Right.
live. Oh, it's fresh, it's new.
Right. Right.
But when
Right.
you're on tour and you're performing it, like how many like twice a week? Is that safe in terms of like the timeline or
Oh
every
no,
day?
I would say like 4 times a week or 5 times a week. Like
So
the
like
days are really close.
how is it like going from one show, putting all your energy there, and then a couple days later, like 1 or 2 days later, you're performing it in front of a new crowd, and
That like
does it get
the
boring or
the
like
no no
burnt
no no no
rushed out?
not at all. The process of traveling and getting set up and everything is a pain in the ass. Like it's so exhausting, and then like having to set up over and over again, and then unload, and then reload, and then like go back to the hotel, sleep, and then get on a flight. I hate it. It all just washes away. Like the energy is just like so crazy, and the adrenaline just like comes back into me. So yeah,
What's
you
your
can
favorite
perform
song to play if
too
it's
soon.
live? Too soon? Why
Yeah.
why too soon? I heard actually I'm not gonna lie, I knew that answer already. I saw it in like a another interview, but
Yeah, yeah.
why too soon specifically? Like, because that's
Uh,
one of the deeper song. Not is it deeper?
I think
Um,
I think it
to
is
me
the
to me more meaningful.
I I think I have a good answer for this. It is because it is the first song that most people listen to from me, and it is one of the early songs, like the old like quote unquote like really like hit songs that people really resonated with. So it is the first of those songs, you know. I feel like a lot of the big songs are like I Need You, Too Soon. I would say like Right Here is one of those songs. Like Just Friends. Those are all like some of
Yeah.
the like S tier catchy songs that people really love. And Too Soon was the very first one of those. So when I play that, it's kind of like I feel like people feel personally addressed. So I think that's one of the reasons why I love it so much, and I think it's one of the reasons why the crowds love it so much.
I mean, for me, from an admirer of your music, like I say, as soon as it more than the other songs that you have. Oh, VJ Danny. I don't know if you remember. VJ Danny is also part of Mix. She interviewed you before.
Yeah. Hey,
She
Danny.
says hi.
Hi.
There, hi. Wait, what was I gonna say now? From a viewer's perspective, it's one of those songs that as soon as it comes up, it has the atmosphere set already before
Yeah.
the lyrics even come.
Yeah.
I'm not a musician. How do you say the pling plong,
The,
the twinkle, the twinkle at the beginning of